you've gone through, you've cleaned, you've organized, excuse me, you've gotten rid of all your junk. You have nothing left in your house except for the things you love, and you have taken all those things and you've just piled them in a little corner so you have a clean slate. You know, you're starting from scratch, and you don't have to do the whole house at one time. You can take one room at a time. So the first thing you need to decide after deciding what your style is or what the picture in your head is of your perfect home, you got to figure out what color do you want to paint your walls. And sometimes that can be really hard. Say, for instance, yellow. You think, oh, I love yellow. Well, you know, yellow, if you don't pick the right color, can be really gaudy, really bright and out there, and it can be really ugly. But if you pick the right color of yellow, it can be soft and warm and mellow yellow. Maybe that's where they got it from. But it can be a great thing. And so what I suggest when you figure out what color you want, a lot of places where you buy paint and a lot of websites where they talk about a certain style, they will actually give you paint colors that go with that style. I know on Pinterest the other day I saw like 6 paint colors that went with this specific style, and it actually had which store they bought them at. I don't remember if it was Lowe's or Home Depot or Sherwin-Williams, but it has the name of the store and it has the number of the paint color. So if you have a hard time, those kind of things, those kind of websites with the paint colors on them are wonderful. And also when you go to the store, like just say Home Depot, they have little booklets and it'll have colors in it. And it'll have pictures of that room painted, you know, a color. So you can look at that and see, and it makes it easier, a lot easier to pick out what you want to paint your room. And also, if you have, just say, a pillow or something with a specific color in it that you just love, you can actually take that to the paint store and they will match it up with a computer off of that pillow and come out with that exact color paint. So that's always a good thing to do because then you know what you're getting. And another thing, if you want to be really, really, really sure that you're getting the right color, and let me tell you, light coming into your house through the windows at different times of the day, the color of your paint will actually change. So another really good rule of thumb is go to the store, either have the color you want written down from your website or have a pillow or something with you that they can match the color to, or look in their little brochures that they have there. Pick your color out and then have them do you a little sample. They will all do you a little sample can. Bring that home and put it on your wall in different places. And then look at it for a few days and look at it at different times of the day. And that will help you get a really, really good idea if that is the right color for you. So try those little things and you will come out with the right color. It may take a little doing, but it's well worth it. And let me tell you, painting a room is the cheapest form of decorating. The biggest change you can make in your house is paint. And it's the cheapest thing for a change in your house. It's paint. So, and I know y'all probably think, well, $40 for a can of paint's not that cheap. But if you think of it versus furniture and flooring and carpet. It really is. If you could change the whole look of a room just with your paint color, I mean, and it costs you, say you got 2 gallons, costs you $80. Well, you're not out that much, and the change it will make in your house is amazing. So amazing. So paint is a good thing. We love paint. All right, so once you have your room painted, let's see, what have I got on here next? All right, we're going to talk about window treatments, curtains, blinds, that kind of thing. All right, of course you want your window treatments to match the color that you painted, or at least be a complementary color to that. And you can, like I said, when you're looking at Pinterest and they have the colors of that style on the little card, you know, the one you picked to do your paint with, the colors that are on there with the one you picked are your colors, complementary colors. They go together, okay? Okay, in my room right here, my walls are painted a real buttery yellow. The colors I have in here with it are green, believe it or not, red, and green and red, I will have to say, are the main complementary colors in this room. But I also have a little blue mixed in the window treatments. Very little, but I do have some blue in here. But those are the 3 primary colors that I'm using the most in this house is red, green, and yellow. And my floors, they're all done in gray tone. So that's just an example. But with your window treatments, you know, they're kind of like your eyeshadow of your eyes. They kind of dress it up, you know, when you don't have on eyeshadow or you don't have on mascara, your face looks kind of blah, you know, but you put that on and then it's like, whoa, wow, I look so much better. Well, window treatments have that effect on a room. You put that on, you put your window treatments on, and it just dresses up your room. It brings in textures and colors and pattern and warmth. It's just, it's a neat transformation. Now, if you have this beautiful, huge window and it's just absolutely gorgeous and it looks out onto a view that won't wait, don't worry about window treatments on that, because your specialness, your decorative part of that is your window and your view. But if you're like most people and you don't have that much of a view and your window's just a window, then let's dress it up, you know, with your window treatments. And like I said, go to your websites and look and see for the style you picked, you know, what they suggest. For my house, for instance, the French country look or the country cottage look, I chose a floral window treatment outlined in checks. So I have florals and checks together. Yes, you can do that, and it's beautiful. And it's in the colors that are complementary with the room, with what I painted the room. So, you know, just you don't have to do like curtains that cover up your whole window. You just want to accentuate your window. You want to make it pretty. So never ever choose a curtain that's going to cover up your whole window. You're not going to be able to see out of your house and all you're going to see is the curtains. Make sure the curtains, when you hang them up, put them on the sides of the window and cover up just a teeny tad on each side, but leave that main part of the window open because you want light in your room. You don't want to live in a cave with your curtains closed, and it just takes away from everything. It really does when you do that. And if you don't want to put curtains, on each side, you can always just do a valance up top. And that's what I have. I have a valance over my dining room window, and I have a valance over my kitchen window, and I don't have the drapes that come down. And over my front window, which I do have a pretty view, and I have the pretty arch up over the window, so it's a lovely window. I don't put anything on that. There is no curtains at all. But so that's just a few things to think about with curtains. And that is one of the items too. I mean, unless you just have a bazillion windows, kind of put a little money into your curtains, and it just will really give your house that finished look, that elegant look, rich look. If you'll just put a little money, like I said, even if mine's just balances, they were a little more expensive than what you find at just an average store. But I only had 2 windows that I did that to in the house, so I put a little extra money to make them look really nice, and they do. It's one of the favorite things that I have. I just love my window treatments. I have little beads hanging off the bottom, trimmed. They trim out the curtains on the bottom. They're pleated. They're just really pretty, and I will show you at the end of the video. I'll put some pictures up. So that's all I'm going to say about curtains. They are important, and they do really dress up your room, and they really do give it a style and a flair. So don't skimp on that. We're going to talk about one more thing, and then we'll be done for the day. I don't want to bore y'all too much. We're going to talk about wall decor. So you have your paint, you have your pretty curtains up, your room's looking so pretty, and this is the hard part, and it's so funny. Once you paint a room and then you go to hang something up, it just about kills you to mess up that wall you've done, because you worked so hard and it's so perfect, and now you're going to put a hole in it. That's always been my experience anyway. Excuse me. They do have things now, though. They're called command hooks that you can hang stuff on and not mess up your walls. I have used them, and they are really cool, but I'm just a nail and a thumbtack kind of gal, so I use that to hang stuff up. My favorite thing to hang items on the wall with are the clear thumbtacks that you buy at the store. Walmart has them. Most everybody that sells anything like that has them, and they've got that real big head on them, and they just go in the wall so good. You can hammer them. You have to do it lightly because the head will break, but they're clear, and they just don't do that much damage to the wall, and most of the time you can just push them in. But that's what I love to use when I'm hanging items that I know, don't weigh a ton, and I don't have to worry about messing it up. So anyway, wall decor. How do you pick out wall decor? Today, in today's time, we are hanging everything on the wall. Everything from architectural pieces, like, just say the rails of a porch, we're putting it on the wall. We're doing doors, we're doing shutters, we're doing everything. The sky's the limit nowadays on what you can put on a wall. I made some notes here, and one of the things is baby clothes. You can, get an old frame at a flea market, hang it up on the wall, and then hang your little baby dress in the frame. And I'm not talking about under glass. I'm just talking about put your frame up there, hang your little baby dress. You can get a child's little wicker chair and hang it on the wall and use the seat of it as a shelf. I mean, you just kind of have to think outside the box instead of going to the store and buying all these prints, that mean nothing to you. Sometimes you'll see a print, a picture that you think, oh my gosh, I want to be in that picture. I want to be sitting right there in that picture. And when you find something like that, that is wonderful. And yes, put that on your wall. If it makes you happy, if you can imagine yourself in that print, and that's just the place you want to be, that's a great kind of print to hang on your wall. Also, you can do personal, of course, photos. And I know one time I had a wall behind my couch and I had old photos of like my parents, my husband's parents when they were young, and when they were babies, and pictures of us when we were babies. Anyway, it was a whole family history wall. And I had taken the prints and got them framed and matted, and everything matched. Anyway, it was really pretty. So if you want to do that and get really personal, that's always really neat, and it really makes you feel at home, and showing your family history, and it's interesting to other people too. Also, plates. You can put old antique plates, any kind of plates. You can hang them on your wall. You can hang baskets. You can hang a chicken feeder. Signage, that is real popular nowadays. Signage, like over here I have a board that says farmhouse and one that says fresh eggs. Like I said, it's just endless possibilities, and have fun with it. You can do boat oars, kitchen items, cutting boards, rolling pins, clocks, quilts, letters. I have seen people put sheet music on their wall, put pages from books on their wall. I mean, just use your imagination. And if you don't have a good imagination, like I said, go to Pinterest, go to Instagram, go to Facebook, and just look. Back in the day, before we had all that, and I guess that's why I love to do it so much, I used to look at magazines. I mean, that was my thing. Oh, the magazines come, the magazines come. We had 3 or 4 that we subscribed to every month, and that was my thing. I love to look at magazines, and I guess that's why I like to decorate so much now. And when you're looking on these websites and stuff, look at the detail. Don't just look at the big picture. Look at all the details in that picture. And that's really going to help you, because it's the little details that you think, oh, that is so pretty. I would have never thought of that. Or that is so neat, and it looks so easy. And most of the time it really is. So when you're thinking of your wall decor, think outside the box. And you will be so surprised at what you can come up with. And also, if you're doing a few different things on a wall, and just say, okay, in front of me, I have 3 plates. They're French antique plates. I have a sun, and I have a wicker basket. And that's all on one little wall all together. Well, if you're not real sure how to arrange that, what you need to do is arrange it on your floor first. And try different arrangements until you come up with something that's really pleasing to your eye. If you think, oh, that's it, that's how I want it, then put it on your wall. And if you have to take a picture of it while it's on the floor, you know, to figure out how to get it up on the wall, do that. But that always helps. If you will put it on the floor like that's your wall, then usually, you know, instead of trying it out on the wall first, no, I don't like that. Well, then I have all these little nail holes. Do it on your floor first. And I have also seen people actually take paper, like if they're doing a bunch of different frames, you know, pictures and frames, they will lay paper on the floor. They will put the frames on the paper, trace around each frame, and then put that up, the paper up on the wall. And you can actually put your nail head, you know, where it would go on each one of those frames and pull the paper off of that and then hang all your frames up. And they're all perfect. You can, and you don't have to, you know, get tired. Is this good? No, move it down, do it over. No, oh, I messed this hole up. Now there's a hole right there. Anyway, it's real easy if you'll do that on the floor. That's a really neat trick. So that was our video for today. Thank y'all for watching. I hope I didn't totally confuse you, because today was the most difficult part of figuring out what you want to do in your home. It really was. So I hope you got something out of this. Like I said, I hope I didn't confuse you or drive you nuts and now you're thinking, oh, just forget it, I'm not doing it. Try out some of the tips. Try doing what I said. Take baby steps so you don't get overwhelmed. And I promise you, you can do this. I know you can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.